You are tuned in to the NUC NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium. In case you missed it, we dropped our watch list which could be viewed at cgsallstar.com, where it isn't too late to nominate players. So if you're a player tuning in or know of a player that may be interested, go ahead, check it out. Again, cgsallstar.com. The 2017 College Gridiron Showcase kicks off on January 7th and goes on through January 11th in Bedford, Texas. Also, don't forget, for the best NFL draft coverage, visit NFLDraftBible.com. Established in 2002, NFL Draft Bible has been bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. For a 30-day free trial, use the promo code DRAFT2016, and for a limited time only, you can use the promo code FOOTBALL2016 for 50% off for life. So, again, check us out, NFLDraftBible.com. As always, I am your host, Chris Shanafel, and over the last couple of months, we've been talking to some of the top players in the FCS, including New Hampshire defensive back Casey DeAndre, Fordham tight end Faison Odom, Princeton defensive back Dorian Williams, and today I'm joined by arguably the top defensive back in all the FCS. He's an absolute ball hawk. It's really a pleasure to welcome onto the show, number 13 on the Richmond Spiders, David Jones. David, we really appreciate you taking some time this afternoon. You guys opened the season 1 week from today against the University of Virginia, a big test early on. How excited are you to get back on the field and kick off your senior season?
Hey, Chris, I appreciate it. I'm really excited, we're coming off that injury. But we're really excited as a team, Personally, I'm excited. And I know it's been hot, but we're going to be ready for it. I'm going to be ready for it. So it's going to be exciting.
Oh, yeah, I hear those Richmond summers could get pretty tough out there, especially during training camp and practices. Now, I remember that you guys played Virginia early on in your sophomore season. That game resulted in a 41-13 loss for you guys. How many times, if at all, has that game come up as you guys prepare for this year's season opener? I know that there's been a lot of changes to both teams since then, but do you guys still have a bad taste in your mouth from the last time you guys played them?
Yeah, you can say that. We didn't really dwell too much on, that game. So, talking about, us losing that bad, but we've been more honing in on the fact that, BYU coaches come in, taking over. So we've been trying to focus on, their philosophy and their schemes and how they're running their offense. And that's mainly what we've been focusing on, really. But, of course, in the back of our minds, we're still thinking about, that blowout game we had 2 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely, and you guys will be able to test them. Again, 1 week from today is the season opener against Virginia. Now, David, anybody who follows the FCS knows about the spectacular season that you had a year ago. You racked up 97 tackles, which was second most on the team, and you led all the FCS with 9 interceptions, 4 of those coming against Albany, which was just ridiculous to see. And as you mentioned in the opening, unfortunately, in the semifinal game against North Dakota State, you broke your arm on a punt return. Now, I know that you don't want to live too much in the past, but can you just reflect on the season that you had a year ago? How were you able to put together that type of season?
Well, we started off really early in the year. I made a commitment to myself. I was going to, study more film, spend more time in the film room, spend more time in the weight room, spend more time, with my teammates. Just studying the game, studying myself, really. And then as the season went on, good things just started happening. And I plan to use that same formula going into this year. And because it's been working out for me, obviously. And, pretty blessed and pretty humbled about that. And hopefully I can put a good season together this year. And I'm looking forward to it. But, yeah, that's basically all I did, really.
It's a recipe for success. I mean, last year, your first time as a full-time starter, obviously you've seen a lot of time on the field prior to them, but being a full-time starter and having the type of season that you did, I mean, it was really just a ton of fun to watch. Not just you alone, but your team as a whole. You guys made a deep run into the FCS playoffs. Since then, though, what has your offseason consisted of? I mean, what is this championship-like formula that you have during the offseason? What does that exactly consist of? I'm sure this time around the recovery process with your arm took some time out of that, but did you do anything differently this offseason than maybe what you did last year?
Well, last year off-season, I also made a commitment to be here over the summer. I was here all summer last year, did the same this summer, and I hit the weight room real hard, made sure I went to every workout, made sure I was at every practice. Just the small things, working on, individual things, trying to make my teammates better. And that's been working out this summer as well. So we'll see how that pans out this year as we, open up in Virginia next week. But it's actually been the same summer as last year. I gained some weight. I'm at 210 pounds now, probably an inch taller. And I'm feeling pretty good.
Hey, and that's fantastic to hear. Very exciting to hear. Was there a certain part of your game that you wanted to make it a point to focus on to improve throughout the off season? Was there anything that you wanted to get better at?
I'd probably say my coverage. But at the same time, I want to be consistent with my tackling and my ball skills. Catching the ball, being in the right position, and that's just starting off with film, because film is so important, and film just puts you in the right position. And studying the scheme, studying the players, and just knowing what they do, it helps out a lot. And that's what's been helping me.
Yeah, film, absolutely a critical part of preparing for an opponent. Obviously, like you said, I mean, it really gets you ready, and it gets you ready to know what to expect out of your opponent each and every week. Again, he is the 2016 CAA preseason Defensive Player of the Year, David Jones, the All-American safety out of Richmond, joining me here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show, presented by the College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt. And, David, here we are 7 days away from the start of your senior season. But what are your individual expectations? Do you have any goals that you would like to achieve before you leave Richmond? And as for the team expectations, I don't think I need to ask about those, but I know that you guys expect to be right back into the mix of things in late December.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Individually and as a team, we want to get that national championship and also win the CAA championship as well. And trying to knock off North Dakota State before I leave Richmond. And individually, just keep tackling, keep covering like I've been doing. And this year, I'm not going to worry about my individual stats. Put my team first, because it's not about me. It's about my team, and and hopefully good things will happen for us.
Hey, and obviously, if you keep doing what you've been doing, obviously that'll set you up for the future, and with that will certainly be big for your team. It'll certainly help your team out without a doubt. And we all know what you could do on the defensive side of the ball, David, but you're also a pretty good punt returner as well. You averaged about 13 yards per return last year, and every time you intercepted a pass, you've seen those punt return skills kick right in. And although I know that it was a freak play where you broke your arm last season, I have to ask, since you are such a valuable player on the defense for the Richmond Spiders, are you still going to be back there returning punts this season, or will somebody else step up in that role?
I'll still be back there returning punts. It was kind of rough coming back from the injury and just having that thought in the back of my mind. But after a couple of weeks, I got used to it, catching the ball and putting that behind me, and taking that offensive side that I played in high school, and using it in punt return or when I get an interception. So it's coming in handy, and hopefully I can get a punt return for a touchdown this year. I'll take another interception back for a touchdown. I'm going to keep trying to use those offensive skills that I've developed when I was younger in the future.
And we've seen that with the punt returns last season, and again with those 9 interceptions last season as well. We've seen what you're able to do in the return game. Couple more questions for you, David, and then we'll let you go. Again, really do appreciate you taking some time this afternoon. Give us a taste as to what it's like to practice when you're going up against guys like Kyle Ouellette, Brian Brown, I mean, some of the best in the FCS, I have to think practice gets pretty competitive at times.
No doubt about that. These guys are just like me. You know, they want to win. They're in the film room all the time. They're doing extra stuff to get better, and they make me better, and I make them better. You know, and every day it's a grind, and we're out there competing against each other. You know, one day I'm getting beat by Brian Brown, the next day I'm taking the interception back, or I'm breaking the pass up. And Kyle is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever been associated with. His skills, his thinking, his motivation. He's always trying to get better all camp long. You know, he's in the film room trying to do good things, and I'm just happy to have two guys like them on my team.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of talent there on the team, which, of course, you could see that by far you guys went last year. Also a great coaching staff as well. Really well put together team there at Richmond with you guys, the Spiders of Richmond. Is there anybody that we should look out for? I mean, is there anybody that really stood out in camp that maybe many people aren't too familiar with?
We got two good cornerbacks, JJ and Tafana Mansai, and the other starting safety, Brandon Conacher, has performed very well. Of course, Winston Craig, Omar Howard. Our whole defense is looking pretty good. On the offensive side, you got Brian Brown, Kyle Ouellette. The running back position is looking pretty good. And tight end position is doing well. The offensive lineman is blocking well. There's so many names, I can just throw out there. Our team is looking good. We had a great camp. And I'm just looking forward to see how these boys perform next Saturday.
Yeah, man, I certainly cannot wait. I can't imagine what it's like to be suiting up for a team with as much talent as Richmond. I mean, and a lot of talent has come out of Richmond over the years. And again, I'm very confident in saying that there will be more Spiders making their way into the NFL after this season as well. Final question for you, David. Really do appreciate it. Give the nation a selling point as to why they should tune into you and your teammates this season. I mean, again, we've already talked a lot about the talent on the team. Why should people tune into the Richmond Spiders this season? I mean, what are you guys going to give us?
Well, we got a lot of talent that's unnoticed, and it's been like that for a couple of years. And then last year, everyone started to notice, oh, these guys are pretty good. So, we got that mindset of an underdog, but we're trying to get to that championship, trying to make that mark, and really all I can say is just look out for us, because we got a lot of heart, got a lot of talent on our team, and we're going to be ready for this season.
And it all starts 1 week from today against the University of Virginia. Pretty tough schedule for you guys, but that's what's going to happen. That's the kind of schedule you're going to get when you play in a conference like the CAA. David, really do appreciate you hopping on with us this afternoon. Wishing you all the best. I mean, I think it's going to be a big senior year for you. Any final words before we let you go?
Thanks, Chris. I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you calling, texting me, getting me on the radio with you guys, and go Spiders.
All right, there he goes, David Jones again. The standout safety out of Richmond, the Richmond Spiders. Be on the lookout for Jones and the Spiders this season. I know it's not bold to say, but Richmond will be in the mix of things come November and December. And I don't know if you're going to find a better small school defensive back than David Jones. He brings the physicality. He isn't afraid to sniff out plays. He takes risks, and they seem to pay off more times than not, and it goes without saying. But having 9 interceptions in a season, I mean, his ball skills and hands are elite. Last weekend, I believe it was, I sent the tweet out saying, Draft Twitter is going to fall in love with skills that David Jones possesses, and it seems like every year there's a small school defensive back who gets drafted pretty high. And two that come to mind right away is Jaquiski Tart out of Samford, who was drafted in the 3rd round in 2015. By San Francisco, and then James Bradbury, also from Samford, drafted by Carolina in the 2nd round in this past year's draft. And I think David Jones has a great shot at being the next small school defensive back that not only analysts and hosts like myself think highly of, but the National Football League will as well. So special thanks to David Jones for dialing us in this afternoon. I was your host, Chris Shanafelt, for the NUC NFL Draft Bible and College Gridiron Showcase. Thanks for tuning in.